Hello, today I want to just discuss something. This is not going to be a prayer video per se, but the Holy Spirit has just put something, a great idea in my head to even talk about, and it's about stealing. So a lot of you persecuted lambs out there, especially that's being persecuted through the covert gang stalking program or the policing surveillance program like I am, get accused by your accusers as a thief. And that's one of the biggest lies that's been spread about all the persecuted lambs being persecuted through the covert gang stalking program. And I've been accused of being a thief when I'm not a thief. So I want to address some metaphor of what the Holy Spirit just brought to my attention a few minutes ago as I was laying down, resting, coming from my sleep, waking up this morning, this dawn morning. So this is how the Holy Spirit pointed things out to me. Now, it's other different types of ways of stealing than just physically taking your hand and steal an object or a thing or something. It's all other ways to steal from another person. And it can be through covert stealing. For example, covert stealing without using your hands can be like when someone steals your attention when you're about to talk to a person in a conversation, or when you are engaged in a conversation and somebody walked over and interrupt your conversation and steals attention from the individual that you're speaking to and in the conversation with, and that person is no longer speaking to you and you're no longer able to speak to that person that you was engaged in talking to, because that person that came along that stole your attention from that person you was talking to, you no longer have that attention. So that's a covert way of stealing. One example. And another example is through cyber stealing. Like when some hacker steals a podcaster's episode by slipping it from them when they're uploading the episode, or some hacker going in someone's phone, deleting an important document or important email or some sort. So that's another way of stealing in a covert way from somebody, violating someone in that way. So that person, like a hacker that does that to anyone through online, is considered to be a thief as well, but that's a covert way of stealing from someone. And another way of stealing from someone is even through astral projection witchcraft, like when a witch can or warlock can enter in the spiritual realm out of their bodies and go inside a bank and take an object or some money. That's another indirect way, covert way of stealing. Very kleptomaniac way of stealing, very sneaky way of stealing. Another way of stealing is through gossip and slander. Oh, precious lambs out there. And you know, lambs, all of us that's being persecuted through the modern day slavery programs, especially through the covert gang stalking program, have experienced this type of theft, this type of thievery from so many evil human agents of the devil that spread lies about us through the covert gang stalking program or through any type of other modern day slavery programs. So one way that someone that's considered to be a thief, a covert thief is when they use gossip and slander to spread lies about a person to steal respectability, to steal relationships, to steal kindness and love from the person that once had a really good rapport with people in the social realm of things in their social life and had fruitful relationships behind a lie, behind slander, behind gossip about that individual that is not even guilty of that accusation being accused of them. Oh, precious lambs. So gossip and slander is another covert way of stealing from someone. Another way from stealing is when witches and warlocks prey against people that they envy or they jealous of or they want to take vengeance out on for whatever evil purposes. Witches and warlocks use witchcraft to steal from people, to steal their health, to steal their talents, their gifts, to steal their things, to steal their peace, to steal their relationships, to steal their marriages, to steal their children, to cause people to die prematurely, to steal their lives, and to steal so many things through using the craft of witchcraft, sorcery, and divination and evil altars against innocent souls. And a lot of you lambs that have been persecuted, that are being persecuted through any type of modern day slavery program, and even especially through the Covert gang stalking program, a lot of you have been sufferers and victims of witchcraft attacks, of things being stolen from you covertly by witches and warlocks that have been jealous of you or envious of you or angry at you or vengeful toward you, to use their witchcrafts, their crafts of witchcrafts, to pray evil altars and covenants and incantations on you, to cause you to lose everything that you have had that was going well for you in your life, like your jobs, your spouses, your children, your respectability, your peace, your sleep, your health, just to name a few, your finances, your monies, your businesses, just to name a few things. So that's a covert way of stealing, by using the craft of witchcraft, sorcery, and divination to steal from others. So I know a lot of people don't see these things as thievery, because they only just look at thievery as stealing with your physical hands, stealing objects with your physical hands, stealing objects with your physical hands. But they never look at it in the covert way of stealing from others. And a lot of people do that without realizing, stealing in covert ways. Some people may not even steal with their physical hands, but they do steal in a covert way. Even with the things that I have just mentioned and the things that I have not mentioned, it's a lot of covert ways to steal from somebody. And a lot of people in this world do that without even realizing it and considering it to be thievery, because it is thievery, it's robbery, it's theft. And it's considered thievery in the eyes of Jehovah Yah, God. And he judges that just as much as somebody taking their hands to physically steal an object from someone. Oh, precious lambs. Oh, precious lambs. I'm just saying. So before anyone even judges me as a thief, and any of the persecuted lambs that's being persecuted through the Covert gang stalking programs as thieves, you perps out there, real thieves, better think twice and examine yourself, and not judge the ones that you consider to be thieves, and examine yourselves in your own hearts, and look in the mirror at yourself and see the real crook in yourself, the real thief in yourself, especially if you're doing any type of covert thievery, any covert theft, any covert stealing from other people, especially from innocent people, that you're stealing from people through the covert gang stalking programs in covert ways without using your hand to physically steal their things. And also the persecuted lambs that's being persecuted through the modern day slavery programs, you have been stolen from by people that have physically stolen things from you in your homes and in your cars and your businesses or offices or whatever. And I have experienced that as well. Oh, precious lambs, in my place where I live, in places where I have lived, or in schools or whatever, in PE class or something, in lockers or all kind of places. Oh, precious lambs, I know what you're going through, and God knows what you're going through. But I just want to make a statement to all the ones that's judging all the persecuted lambs and myself as thieves. Look at yourself, examine your own hearts, and don't judge us for the beam that's in our eyes when you have a board in your own eyes. Oh, perps, oh, real crooks out there, all the real thieves out there that judge all the persecuted lambs and myself as a thief, and that's constantly going around lying about the persecuted lambs, calling us thieves and telling lies about us behind closed doors through the social media platforms, through electronic devices. So examine yourself, and you better look at yourself and judge yourself as a thief before you dare to point a finger at me or any of the persecuted lambs calling us thieves, when you, oh perps out there, are the real thieves, the hardcore thieves that steal covertly from the persecuted lambs and from other people in a covert way, in various ways. Oh, perps, you real thieves, judge yourselves, lest you be judged.